Folks, I've got a lot of big projects I'm working on at the moment. Like we got the God of War Honest Gaming History that I'm really hyped for. I think you guys are gonna love that a lot. Also have a bunch of Webtoon reviews that I want to do, as well as manga reviews for manga that you probably haven't heard of. But people, the Static reboot has returned and it is so fire. I had to drop all that just to talk about this. Like, I don't have a plan, I don't have a script, I don't have anything written down. I just have to get my feelings out because, yo, Nick did not have to go off, fam. Nick, DC, everybody working on this reboot did not have to go off like they did. So, without much further ado, let's talk about Static. Shout out to Dakota. So if you didn't already know, a reboot of Static was started back in 2021 and it was dubbed Static Season 1. It was basically an effort to put Static in the modern world, but because I'm sure there are some people watching this who don't know what happened in that story, I'm gonna give you a little recap before we get into Static Part 2. So, in Static Season 1, the Bang Baby event actually happens during a protest. During the protest, to attempt to calm everybody down, big emphasis on attempt, the cops decided to use an experimental gas developed by Alva Industries, which gave a bunch of people crazy ass mutations. As y'all probably know, Virgil got electricity powers, but everyone else got hit way worse than he did. One of the people who got hit was a school bully, Francis, who decided to use his powers to terrorize the school even more. Like, one would think that, you know, you just got superpowers, right? You want to cover that up, not let every single person in the world know. But nah, homie was flaunting his powers in the middle of the school day, fam, for no reason. What makes it worse is that this guy attacked Virgil's house, uses powers out in the open, while his family and everybody was watching. But thankfully, while mastering his powers, Virgil managed to beat him. This leads to the feds recruiting Hotstreak, Francis, to help them gather up all the Bang Babies that were formed from them throwing this Alva Industries gas. So Virgil, along with his friends Richie, Frida, and Darius, all team up, head into the Fed base where they're keeping all the Bang Babies, and end up saving them. But little did he know that by saving these Bang Babies, he unleashed a threat that he was not prepared for. Which leads us into this next part, Static. Shout out to Dakota. So it's been 3 months since all that shit happened. Virgil, though he's not like a master at this superhero stuff, is now much better at doing it. Now, what I appreciate about part 2 is that they throw you right into the action. Like, we get a few panels, you know, setting up the tone of the situation. We have Virgil talking to some homeless lady, getting the cops off their back and stuff. And by page 3, explosions happening in the city. Apparently there are a bunch of Bang Babies who are supposed to meet up, and the explosion is coming from that meetup's direction. So Virgil's like, time to get to work, and he suits up, and bro, once again, the overall fits in this comic are fire as hell. But Static's costume, bro, my favorite rendition of the costume so far. Like, don't get me wrong, the cartoon one is always gonna be a classic, but bro, Nick truly went off when creating this new fit. I am so proud of him, bro. Outside of the fits, the overall art is just, bro, like, this is a huge improvement compared to season 1. And I appreciate it because Nick was really hyping this up as he was going through drawing all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, I was here, I was following the hype, I was here for it. But actually seeing the work put out there and seeing what he meant by all the improvements, yo. And this is just the first issue, yo. This is the first few pages in the first issue. So yeah, the art, fucking amazing. Nicholas Draper Ivy, once again, you are doing the damn thing. Thank you. Anyway, explosion in the city, Bang Babies going crazy, mad civilians getting hurt, and there are soldiers out here who are hunting for the Bang Babies because they're like, oh, look, they're causing a problem. Time to kill some of these folk. But Static is on the move, and he quickly shows how much better he got at being a superhero. Like, the combos he's doing with this little saucer thing, him flexing with this banter and shit, I love it. So after the attack, he watches as the ambulance comes in and handles everything else. And I like this part because he comments on how these guys are like the real heroes, the guys without the powers, the guys who do good even if they know they are just as frail as any of these other humans out here dealing with Bang Babies. But he talks to one of the Bang Babies who was involved in the incident and finds out this guy unfortunately was the person who caused it. His powers went out of control. Now mad people are hurt and others are probably dead. And it gets Virgil thinking, like, is he fighting for the right cause? Like, he wants to help the Bang Babies, but at the same time, look at what's going on. You know, think about all the times where he probably put his friends in danger because of his powers, you know? But with that, we move to another scene where one of the soldiers who was hunting for the Bang Babies is running away from some random dude who we'll soon find out is Ebon. And I got a lot to say about him, but I'm gonna wait till we actually see his reveal at the end of the issue. So this guy's running away, but he gets caught by Ebon. The guy like transport him over to like one of his hideouts or some shit. Then we move to that evening and we find out that Virgil, when he's not out here beating bad guys at Static, is a tutor for the same Adventures of Tomorrow thing that Metcalf was working with him in back in the first part. And this part also hit me hard because the person he mentors, I feel like is hella relatable. Like, he's a young kid, but both his parents work pretty much all the time, so he doesn't really get to interact with them. So he talks to Virgil like, hey, like, do you think my parents care about me? Like, would they be proud? I don't even know because I don't really get to talk to them. And as someone who also had parents who were just working hard nonstop to make ends meet, I feel that, bro, and I appreciate this being put in the comic. And hearing Virgil say, you know what, I know they're proud of you because I'm proud of you, is just, I feel like that's what I needed to hear back when I was this little kid's age. So this moment is just a bundle full of wholesome because not only are we getting this relatable kid being introduced, but we also see Virgil trying to take a step forward and be more than just a hero who beats up bad guys. Back in part 1, he talked about how he wants to serve his community and actually help the people out, and I feel like this is him making steps towards actually doing that. But in this scene, we also find out that his mentee, Quincy, is a bang baby, which gets me worried because we already know that bang babies are being hunted and these mercenaries that are hunting for them do not care how old they are if they're gonna hunt them. And what doesn't help is that Nick has made it very clear that this part of the whole Static reboot is gonna be really freaking dark. Anyway, we move back to the same mercenary who got captured by Ebon before. The guy's freaking out and Ebon's interrogating him about why they're hunting for bang babies even if they're super young. Then we get the reveal, and bro, this Ebon, just off the energy alone, makes old school Ebon from the Static cartoons look like your regular cartoon villain. Anyway, Ebon reveals that apparently these guys took someone precious to him, so he doesn't like that. The guy continues to hold out on information. He's like, I'm not telling you shit, blah, blah, blah. So Ebon does what any good villain does. Teleports him right in front of a train. Sucks to suck, bro. You should have opened your mouth. I'm sorry. And with that, the issue ends with the next issue being called Ebon. So I don't know if we're gonna get a backstory on him in this new issue or if we're gonna see him finally run into Static or anything, but yo, just from the shit that happened, the seeds that are being planted, I am so excited to see what comes next, yo. I feel like now that Static's used to his powers, the action scenes we're gonna see are about to be top tier. And I'm already seeing the dark vibes come in, so a part of me is very excited for it because, you know, I've never seen Static in this light before. But I'm also really scared because Static is one of my favorite superheroes, so I don't want to see him get hit with like a huge truck of trauma because of Ebon. You know what I mean? But hey, I'm assuming it's going to turn him into a top tier hero, and on top of that, it makes the most sense that he goes through all this because he is going to end up going on a whole new adventure in the future with Terry McGinnis in the Batman universe. If you don't already know, that's confirmed to happen. And Nick is going to be at the helm of that too, so this is what Static's going to have to go through now to be ready for all that. I mean, to go to Gotham, you can't just be your regular superhero. You got to be ready for some shit. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick review of Static Shadows of Dakota issue 1. Like if you enjoyed the video, and if you want to read the comic for yourself, just the link in my description below. Shout out to my wonderful patrons. Without you, I would not be able to make content like this, especially now when the adpocalypse is pretty much back and YouTubers are making way less money than normal. So you guys putting in the extra support on Patreon you guys have no idea how much it helps. So I appreciate you so much. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And with that being said, be easy, stay lit, stay healthy out there. Black Lives Matter, and don't forget, you can do whatever the hell you put your mind to. All it takes is practice and time. Peace out, y'all.